doing.
If in your moral core it was wrong to you the first time, it must have been so difficult that second time.
It wasn't any easier, but I believe that any stable society has to have professionals that can do the difficult jobs even if they don't believe in it, as long as they have the ability and the capacity to work to correct the system. I was a soldier in the Vietnam era. I didn't believe in the Vietnam War, and I demonstrated against the Vietnam War after I came out. So in a very similar sense, between the two executions, I went to my director, and I actually said to him, I can do my job as long as I have an ability to criticize, knowing that the director was going to talk to the governor, and that's input. It takes an inside person to have that kind of a voice. That's one of the problems in this country is, I feel anyway, we too often have to make changes from without, in the street, from the outside, force. But if you have the capacity to make change from within, from a credible experience, that's the way to make a real difference. And I think I've laid some fingerprints in that area here in Oregon that I'm very, very proud of.
So let's say you encounter someone who has also been in military service and has seen suicide bombers in Iraq and their friends and fellow soldiers killed and maimed from IEDs, and they also are in the penitentiary, and they also encounter someone who has committed a horrible crime. And they say to you, I am so enthusiastic about putting this person to death. How could you possibly argue against it? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, I can almost relate to your feelings because I had a best friend. His name is John Tillman Hussey, who was a police officer who was abducted by felons who were attempting to avoid being captured, and they killed him. And I can remember when I was supporting the death penalty, hoping that those persons would get caught and that they would be executed. So I was